Portugal has a fascinating cuisine influenced by countless cultures from around the world. In this video, we're going to try 25 different street foods across Porto, Portugal. And we're starting here at the restaurant Afonso, where we're about to try Porto's most iconic sandwich. It's called the Franciscina, and it looks like a heart attack on a plate, I gotta say. If you are a little bit sensitive to lactose, this is going to give you a lot of anxiety. I think me and my sisters are gonna try a little bit of it. We're definitely not gonna finish the whole thing. By the way, the usual squad isn't here because this was a special trip I did just with my two sisters. My sister Iris lives in Hong Kong, and my sister Wawa lives in Toronto. But we all try to meet up in the same part of the world at least once a year. We are here at one of the most famous restaurants in Porto for this particular sandwich, and we're excited to finally dig into this iconic dish. So the sandwich is made of ham, sausage, and either steak or roast beef. I think our version here is steak, but it looks pretty insane. It's like layer upon layer upon layer of meat. There is a little bit of bread in there somewhere, and then it's covered with cheese, and then the sauce that they pour over it is made of beer and tomato. Let's try. Yeah, it's a bit of a kick. I'm guessing it's the sausage. It's definitely a bit spicy. The sauce is really, really good. We actually have a side of French fries too, so I'm excited to dip those into the sauce. Yeah, it doesn't feel as heavy as I thought it would. Like if you look at it on the plate, like I said, it looks like a heart attack on a plate. But yeah, it's actually really nice. Interesting mix of like slightly different textures of the three different meats, the softness of the cheese, and yeah, the sauce is awesome.
I really like the sauce. It's like super strong flavor. But yeah, we might not be the target market for this dish, but I can see why most people would love it. It is like a really good dish. Yeah. Like literally everyone has recommended we try it while we're here.
Yeah, definitely still taste the sauce a lot. It's all very flavorful and comes together very well.
Okay, so Porto actually has their own hot dog, which I will put the name here. I can't pronounce it off the top of my head right now, but it is basically hot dog and ham, and then it's covered with cheese, and then you pour the sauce over it. I believe it's the same sauce as the Franciscina. The hot dog has a really nice flavor. Like, it's much more flavorful and seasoned than I would have expected. The ham just kind of hangs out in there. It's like not really popping. But yeah, it's a really nice, kind of a surprising flavor combination. I think I was expecting something a little more bland. But yeah, it really works all together.
Yeah, the hot dog's really good. And actually the cheese, yeah, the flavor of the cheese is really good too, which is dangerous for me because it makes me want to have more, but I can't.
It's very good. Definitely taste the tomato and the beer in the sauce.
Okay, we didn't think we would like it, but look. The whole sandwich is gone now. So yeah, it was surprisingly good. So we're here at Tapas and Friends, and we are gonna try a bunch of small dishes. Now, tapas is of course the Spanish term. In Portugal, they usually call it petiscos, I believe it's pronounced, and so it's basically the Portuguese version of tapas. However, this place is pretty well reviewed. I think it's a mini chain. They have a few locations through Portugal, and I think maybe in Spain as well. We're gonna try a few traditional Portuguese dishes, kind of on the street food kind of vein, and also maybe a few drinks as well. I am not a dessert wine person, so I'm gonna rely on my sister Iris to give the tasting notes, because I'm probably just gonna be like, yeah, I don't love it, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the first drink we're gonna try is Porto Branco Tonico. Porto, Portugal is obviously known for port, and this is a type of port that's obviously not, I guess it's clear or white, and it's essentially like their version of a gin and tonic. So we'll see how it tastes. This is the world's skinniest straw. I don't know if it's just no, I think it's a mixer. Hold on. All right, moved it to the side. Oh. Yeah, it's nice. It's like really refreshing. It's got a bit of fruit in there. It's nice. It's very similar to a gin and tonic, really. I don't really taste the liquor that much. Definitely doesn't have the medicinal vibes of gin, but it's really refreshing. Definitely a nice summer drink.
Oh, that's nice.
Right?
Because I don't even really like tonic water usually. Like, I don't like gin and tonic.
Yeah.
This is really just refreshing.
Yeah.
Super light.
Yeah, like it doesn't have a strong tonic taste or like a super strong port taste.
Yeah, really nice summer drink.
Yeah.
Nice, very refreshing.
Okay, so this is Bras de Bacalhau. Bacalhau is cod fish, and that's a very popular dish here, especially in Porto. So this style of preparation is mixed in with a few other things. I believe there's like potato in there, obviously some olives, and I guess when we taste it, we'll see what else is in there. It's interesting. It's kind of like a hash. Feels like a breakfast hash with like shredded cod, shredded potato. I think there might be some eggs in here. And then the olive. Just let me try that. Olive is really good. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if people here eat this for breakfast, but I feel like this would be an awesome breakfast food.
Very good.
Right?
Yeah, kind of like a hash brown.
Yeah. I feel like it's not a very strong codfish taste.
No, yeah.
Like you don't really taste fish much at all.
I mean, it's there. But yeah, it's interesting. I like it.
So next we're trying the Pica Pau, and I just want to show you a close-up. So there's sliced beef, but also some sausage, olives, and I'm guessing these are all sort of pickled vegetables. But yeah, this looks like could be a really interesting mix of flavors. Okay, so I'm going to try the sausage part first of the Pica Pau. Yeah, it's good. So the sauce is like a little bit tangy, which is nice. Let me try a little bit of this cabbage. It's definitely pickled cabbage. So it's a nice contrast of like the sourness of the pickles with like the saltiness of the meats. Now let me try the sliced beef part. Definitely very well done. It's a little on the chewy side, but it's good. I really like the, I think it's the sauce that really makes this dish. Let me try the olive. The olives here have been, so far, I can see like this would be really good with a beer because it's like to offset the sourness and the saltiness. Really, really good.
Very good.
I really like the pickled vegetables too.
Right? It's a nice
It's a good
combo.
dish.
Was that the carrot?
I don't know, but it's the sausage, but there's some weird chewy thing in it. The flavor's good.
Okay, next drink is Ginja. So this is made of sour cherry. I think it's basically like a Portuguese sour cherry liqueur. We'll see how I like it. Dessert wines are not really my vibe, but obviously Portugal is very known for them. So I'm being adventurous, guys. Oh yeah, it's very syrupy. Okay. Yeah, it's intense.
It is, yeah, very syrupy and cherry. It tastes exactly like what you would expect.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be good drizzled over a waffle or something.
Pretty good. I like it.
Yeah? Oh, I guess you have more of a sweet tooth than us.
Yeah.
Well, I have a sweet tooth with dessert, not drinks. So this is Alheira Lollipop. So Alheira sausage is sort of the regional sausage here. And this is, I guess, a more modern way of serving it with these like cute little sticks. The sauce looks really good. It's crispy on the outside. Really nice on the inside, kind of soft on the inside. The sauce is great. I think there's two different kinds of sauce. There's like this creamy one at the bottom, and then there's this kind of tangy glaze at the top. It's a really nice mix of flavors. The creamy one has a little bit of a kick. So you've got like a little bit of spice, but also the tanginess of the sort of sour glaze.
It's like a croquette.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, croquette is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, bar food.
Very nice. Yeah, definitely like it.
And this is Pataniscas de Bacalhau, which are basically codfish cakes. These look amazing. They're like battered. They look very light and fluffy. We'll see how it tastes, but at least that's how it looks upon first glance. This is definitely a big specialty here. Pretty much everything codfish should be really good. So this looks great. It's nice. It's obviously battered, kind of crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. The texture actually reminds me a bit of like Chinese yao zha guai, which is like the Cantonese like fritters that they serve with congee sometimes for breakfast. But obviously savory, has a little bit of the fish flavor. But yeah, this is really good.
Interesting. I see how you said it's kind of similar to the yao zha, but with fish inside.
Right. Fish and a bit of scallion or whatever that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Good flavor. I love fish, I love cod. Kind of picky about like fried food though, so like would I waste my calories on this? Personally, no, but it's not bad.
So this drink is another sort of typical Portuguese dessert wine. It's Moscatel. I think in English it's Moscatel. It smells pretty light. It's not too intense. Yeah, I like this one a little better than the last one. It's not as like intense and syrupy. Yeah, it's a little lighter. Yeah, not bad. I can see like this would be nice like with dessert like on a summer day.
Oh, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to describe it, but yeah, it's definitely like less intense, less sweet, like easier to drink a whole glass.
Yeah, definitely easier than that one.
It's nice. It's like kind of like orangey, caramelly.
It's a good description.
Yeah.
Do you like this one better or the cherry? The Ginja?
I like both.
Yeah.
I like sweet stuff.
So when you're in Portugal, of course, you got to try one of these, and these are the famous Portuguese egg tarts. In Portuguese, I believe it's called Castillo de Natta. This looks absolutely delicious. It's like all like carameled out and brown on the top. It's got this like flaky pastry on the sides. So I'm excited to dig in. Super flaky pastry. The top has a bit of a, I can see it's got kind of a burnt look, which you definitely taste. By the way, if you enjoy videos like this about street food, be sure to subscribe. Also visit our channel to catch up on our recent videos about street food in Bali and Japan.
Não vou me precipitar, paciência uma ciência, o tempo vai descobrir.
Okay, we are at the famous Mercado de Bullion, which is one of the very popular markets here in Porto. And this is a place where they sell a lot of fresh produce, but then there's also like really great cured meats, cheeses, all kinds of like yummy things to snack on. So we got a few different things. We got some cheese, we got some meats, and we got a little bit of wine. So let's check it out. Okay, by the way, I know some of you will be grossed out that we're just sitting on the floor eating. But in my defense, like this place is spotless. Like it looks like you could eat off the floor. So it's like super, super clean. I know some of you will still be judging. It's okay, you can judge, but you know, we wanted to have a shady place to sit. Okay, so we got an assortment of cheese. Unfortunately, I don't know which is which, but I'm gonna put the names of the cheeses we're trying down here. Maybe we'll try to figure it out as we go along. Oh, it's nice. It's kind of a medium, like not too soft, not too hard cheese. What a nice flavor. I'm not a cheese expert, so I'm not very good at describing this. But it's nice. Me and my sisters are all a little bit lactose intolerant, so the super soft cheeses can be tough for us. So harder cheeses like this or like medium really work well.
That's nice. It's like creamy, kind of creamy texture. It tastes pretty clean at first, but then the like flavor kind of builds. Yeah, it's good.
Hey, so we also got some Vinho Verde. So this is the wine that's like particular to Portugal, and even though it translates as like green wine, the misconception is that all of them are just white wines, but actually it just refers to wines from that particular region made in the same way. So it can actually be white, red, I think even rosé. But this one that we got, at first we thought it was just a straight white wine, but it seems like it's a little bit sparkling. So let's give it a try. Oh, it's nice. Definitely a little bit sparkling. I actually had a glass of Vinho Verde, just a straight white wine last night at dinner. And that was like it just kind of has this like crisp, light, like very refreshing. It feels very, like, I guess as the name suggests, green or new. But it's really nice, especially like in warm weather.
I already know from the nose I'm gonna like this one. Yeah, really clean, kind of like, I usually like these almost like grassy flavors. And I love like the effervescence. Yeah, it's really refreshing. Really refreshing.
The effervescence. I love it. Not to brag, but my sister for about 2 seconds was studying to be a sommelier.
And I forgot everything.
She forgot everything, but she remembers effervescence. So there's our fancy vocab for you. Okay, we're gonna try the Nix cheese. This one looks like it's got little bits of stuff in there. I'm guessing the red stuff might be pimento. Seems like there's a little bit of maybe dried herbs in here. So let's give it a try. Yeah, it's nice. This is definitely a hard cheese. Maybe slightly, peppery is not the right word, but definitely a bit of spice from the stuff that's inside. But yeah, it's really nice. Doesn't feel too heavy. Yeah, interesting flavor combination. A lot of kick to it.
I like that, yeah. The spices are there, it's like subtle. Yeah, it's really flavorful.
All right, let's try the last of the cheeses. I like this. This is definitely like a sharper flavor. I'm guessing this is maybe goat cheese. Definitely a stronger flavor. I like this a lot.
Definitely a stronger taste.
Oh yeah, I like that. It does taste like, I think it is goat cheese. Kind of like saltier too. I think this might be my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite of the three. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the cured meats we got. So we got 2 different kinds of ham. Let me go through each of them. So this one is the fancy, expensive one. So this is pata negra, and this is from a ham made of black pigs, and I guess it's basically like that fancy Iberian ham. So this was 10 euros for this little package, so it better be good. And this other one was Alentejo, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, ham. This one we actually did get a sample of, and it was good stuff, so I'm excited to try this. This is, as you can see, half the price for the same or maybe more. Okay, let's try this one first. This is the less expensive one. Really good. As I mentioned, I had a sample already. I'm not a big fan of, like, I guess, American ham, but this type of ham I really like. Yeah, it's good stuff. Kind of chewy, not too salty, kind of a mild flavor.
Very fresh and juicy.
Okay, now we're trying the fancy Iberian ham, and it's interesting, like, picking it up, the texture is totally different. This one is much drier, a little bit harder, so you can tell it definitely has less moisture in it, but it smells really good. Yeah, much richer flavor. I like this texture because it's, like I said, it's drier, so it's not as like stringy.
That's really good.
Yeah.
My favorite so far.
Okay, so we just hit up a bakery here at the market, and I'm trying this, which he recommended as kind of like a very typical Portuguese pastry. So this is rice cake. I actually have no idea whether this is sweet or savory, so let's bite it and try. It's nice. It's kind of like similar to a sponge cake, a little crunchy on the top, lightly sweet but not too much. It's really good.
I actually really like it.
Yeah.
It's simple, but
You know why? Because it's not too sweet.
yeah, exactly. Pretty good.
Oh.
Very moist.
Enquanto na Ondina tem jacaré e capelinha.
We are at a place called Conga, and this place is known for their Bifana Sandwich, which is a pork sandwich. I believe this was already an existing thing, but I think this place has sort of taken it to the next level. While we were waiting for our table, I was just taking a peek at them preparing the food out front, and it looked amazing. There's these like big vats of like simmering pork, and so they take it right out of the vat with all the juice, put it in the bread, and then the guy also dips the bread into the sort of stew and broth. So I'm expecting that this is going to be extra juicy, so we'll see.
So good, so juicy. Bread is really good too, flavorful. One of the best things I've eaten in Porto. Very juicy and flavorful.
My sister's already needing multiple napkins, which is a good sign as I hand her the camera. Yeah, it definitely has a kick to it. It's a bit spicy. There were 3 chili peppers on the menu, so we were a bit concerned that it was going to be crazy spicy. It is spicy, but not overpowering. Super tender meat, so juicy. Like the whole bottom of the bun is like wet, which normally might be like, ugh, but actually in this case it's really, really good. Yeah, the flavoring, the seasoning. You can tell they cooked this meat for a really long time, and it's worth it. It's so good.
I really like how the bottom piece of bread is wet, but the top is still dry and crunchy. It's a really good sandwich.
Okay, we're gonna try another popular street food in Porto. It's called cachorro. It basically translates, I believe, into like little hot dog. So we got it from a place called Gazella, which is like super popular, and let's check it out. Okay, so it really lives up to the name. It really is definitely on the small side. It's very skinny and long, and looks delicious. There's cheese in it. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, yeah, this actually looks like kind of like a sausage patty and maybe some ham. Already I can kind of feel that the bun is toasted, so I'm guessing that this whole thing will be nice and crisp. This is long and skinny like a hot dog, but other than that, like, there's no resemblance whatsoever to a hot dog. The two meats together have really nice flavor and also like differing textures, which is cool. The bun being toasted or maybe even like lightly fried all the way around, give it a nice crunch. The cheese makes it a little creamy, and yeah, overall this is great. I feel like this is the perfect bar food. This would go really nicely with a cold beer. This was like, tastes very different than what I expected it to taste like.
Com cabelos cor de mel singela, seu nome é Mabel.
We are in this restaurant which has a lot of history, and it is especially known for having this really amazing sandwich. Apparently it's some sort of, you know, very vintage ancient recipe which they resurrected. Apparently the sandwich takes almost 24 hours to make. It's got like roasted pork loin, ham, and this whole place just really has a lot of history to it. You can tell just looking around, everything looks very original. Yeah, it's definitely a cool vibe in here. Okay, so this is the first dish we're trying, which is pork cheeks. And I've heard that this is a nice specialty here in Portugal. It looks delicious. So this looks super tender. It came apart so easily. It looks super juicy. Excited to try this. Wow, really tender, very deep flavors. It's got like a hint of bitterness almost, which is like very interesting. But yeah, very intense flavors, really, really delicious. If you are a pork lover, you're definitely gonna enjoy this dish because it's a very porky kind of pork.
Yeah, really juicy. Just kind of melts.
The flavor porky.
I told you. Okay, so this is another specialty here. This is the flaming sausage. So they actually cook this, I believe, in a brandy, which they set on fire, and then they just let it burn for a good 10 to 15 minutes. And it smells amazing. Looks really good. Okay, so let's try this sausage, the flaming sausage. Looks like it's got pretty high fat content. You can see the little blobs of white in there. Looks really good. That's nice. The outside is like a little bit charred from the fire. It's got a nice kind of crisp. And the inside has like a very smoky flavor.
Crispy, smoky, juicy.
Love like how it's like super soft on the inside and like crispy on the outside.
Okay, so this is the famous sandwich here. You've got a double-decker situation. You've got the ham on top, and then you have the pork loin down here. It's good. It's a little dry. It's a good mix of textures because the ham is very crispy, and then the pork loin is a little softer. Bread is kind of chewy. I know that Serge would not enjoy this because he likes a very saucy sandwich. But the quality of the meat is really good, and I think that's what really makes this. Okay, the last dish we're trying is tripas. So this is tripe in Porto style, and this is one of the sort of signature dishes in this town. So I have to admit, I'm not a big innards eater. Tripe is not typically something I enjoy, but since this is a specialty here, I did really want to try it. Oh. It's good. I don't know if this was a tripe. I think this might have been a piece of meat. Sorry to be picking around rudely. Oh, maybe it's served differently. I don't know. It feels like there's just like regular like pork attached to it. It's really good. So yeah, just so you know, once we open the cover, it smells amazing. It was really rich, like cumin kind of flavor. So they put a ton of spices in here. It's really nice. The white beans is like a little bit bland, so it kind of contrasts, and then you have a bit of sausage in there too.
It's very good. This tastes very good.
No.
Yeah, strong cumin flavor.
What do you think?
That's definitely tripe. At first, it kind of reminds me of one of my favorite dishes, cassoulet. But also, I love tripe, so best of both worlds.
Mais uma emoção não é o suficiente para amar.
We are at this restaurant called La Rera right now, and it's in this really nice neighborhood. I will put in here what it's called. It's near a modern art museum that we just went to today. And we're having a little lunch, a bit of a late lunch. We're trying some new things. Things have been very meat heavy on this trip, so we wanted to lighten things up with a little bit of seafood. There will still be some meat, don't worry, but let me show you what we got. Okay, so we've got some sliced octopus here. Looks like with onions, and I'm guessing this is sort of a vinaigrette type of situation here. Yeah, it's really tender. Definitely served with some oil. Let me try the onions with it. Yeah, it's nice. Onions add some crunch. They're on the sour side. It works really nicely together.
Very fresh.
Clean flavors, maybe just olive oil. Texture of the octopus is perfect, like not too chewy or tough.
Here we have some horse mackerel and what was the other thing?
Sardines.
Oh yes, sardines, which looks amazing. Okay, let's try the mackerel first. Nice. So I have to say, I just love mackerel in general, so I'm pretty biased. So any preparation, even like sashimi, I love. This is really great. It's served in, I'm guessing it's like a tomato-based sauce. It's got a like slight bitter aftertaste. But it's really nice. It works with the, mackerel has a pretty strong flavor already. Works really nicely together.
Really nice flavors.
Yeah, it's good. I like the sauce. Like, I feel like it has like a little kick to it, like a little bit of heat. Yeah, really flavorful.
Okay, let's try the sardines. Sardines is another one of my favorites. So I'm sure this will be really good because Portugal is known for good canned sardines. It's interesting. It's a pretty delicate flavor, not as like strong as I was expecting, but it's really, really nice. Definitely a nice contrast to the mackerel, which is, I think, a bit of a more powerful like flavor combination. Really excellent.
Super simple, but like really good quality canned sardines.
And here we have pork shank, and it is served, I think, with a vinaigrette. Oh, wow. That was really nice. It's super juicy. The vinaigrette is a little bit tangy. Obviously very tender. Very cool, like, flavor combination. Wasn't really what I was expecting. Really, really good. Let me try some of the chips, which it comes with. Yeah, pretty mild chips. I think it's nice to kind of offset the flavor of the pork. Right?
That is really good. I guess it's been stewed. And I like the simplicity of this dish. Just like a bunch of pork shank with chips. It's really humble.
The street food in Porto was amazing, but another destination that has a pretty incredible street food scene is Japan. And there's one absolutely delicious street food that is totally unique to Japan. So check out this video where I show you what it is and why it's a must-try when you go to Japan.